Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content.
Here we go. It's hour two. It's a Monday. The first hour flew by. If you missed it, I said nice stuff about Brock Purdy. So you know we're taking swings here in the Herd on a Monday. Matt Hasselbeck is around the corner. Dion Dawkins today. Tonight's Bears-Vikings. We're going to get into that last hour. I like Minnesota tonight. Without further ado, we do it every week at this time. Colin right, Colin wrong.
Where Colin was right?
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs' regression is clear. I had said last week I'd probably take the Chargers. The O-line issues, the run game, where is it? The wide receiver core was thin going into the game. They couldn't get out of their own way, literally. They're the only winless team in their division. I thought Mahomes was amazing, but when you watch the Ravens or the Packers or the Eagles roster, it's thin. And I said, you can't keep winning every one-score game, even if you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And Justin Herbert against Steve Spagnuolo did whatever he wanted to with kind of a mid receiving core.
Where Colin was wrong.
Listen, he's a statue at this point and got sacked 4 times, but I thought Aaron Rodgers was really strong in the opener. To his credit, he has said, I am here for leadership and distribution and elevating others. So he knows what he is. 7 of 9 in the fourth quarter with a couple of touchdowns, and he took shots. He took a shot. Joe Burrow and him took shots this weekend. 7 of 9, 2 touchdowns. And again, I don't love Pittsburgh's offensive line. They don't run the ball consistently. So I thought Aaron on the road against Aaron Glenn's defense, I thought it was impressive.
Where Colin was right?
I said it after the Hall of Fame game. Detroit does not look right. You can't replace 2 elite coordinators with in-house guys and think, it'll just be the same. It's not the same. 2.1 yards per carry. They're rebuilding the interior O-line. Ben Johnson was the sharpest coordinator in the game for a couple of years. You can't just go, well, we got a guy in-house that can replace him. You can't do that. Their passing game coordinator left to the Jets, and Justin Fields looked pretty good. So I think you can take some things, even in the preseason. The Lions will not be as well coached a football team.
Where Colin was wrong.
The Dallas Cowboys lost, but I thought Brian Schottenheimer had them buttoned up. I thought they were good situationally. End of the first half clock management. They had very few penalties. I thought they played even keel football with good emotion, not wild emotion. Dak, terrific. They found run lanes. They were a drop pass by CeeDee Lamb from winning this football game in Philadelphia. The clock management was strong. They didn't have penalties. I had my issues with Brian Schottenheimer. There's no way you could come out of that game, whether you love the Cowboys or hate them, and not be impressed. I was wrong.
Where Colin was right?
Well, college football's bumpy for Bill Belichick. He won't let the Patriots scouts on the Carolina campus, which doesn't make sense. You're only hurting the players. He just keeps alienating himself from the NFL. Bill's old school. He's very provincial. It's about loyalty to Bill. And, if you're not loyal to me, you're a bad guy. You're against us. That must be exhausting to have that personality. But I said coming into college, he's not a great drafter of college kids. Why is he going to be a great recruiter of high school kids? He watches even less of that. So I was surprised they lost the way they did, but I'm not surprised he's having struggles.
Where Colin was wrong.
What a dud by New England. Geno Smith was spinning it. The Mike Vrabel's offense and Josh McDaniels, it was cautious, it was slow, it was deliberate. Now, I will say, with all the free agents and all the rookies playing, they've got a whole new cast on this roster. So they got so many new pieces, and starters don't play a lot in the preseason. I do think this will be about as bad as they play. But Drake May, cautious, not a lot of juice. I was surprised how bad, how poor, how slow that looked.
Where Colin was right?
Well, Miami Dolphins are cooked. I said 2 years ago, Mike McDaniel's clever. He can be funny. I think he's a great offensive mind, but is he a leader of men? Now, the Colts are better than people think. Colts have a good roster. But that you can't have that. You can't have Daniel Jones going 7 for 7 on drives. That defense did not come to play. After the game, there were some concerning quotes from defensive players. Head coach is a CEO. It's not just a play caller. I don't doubt Mike McDaniel is a great play caller and will get a great OC job. But I also don't love the roster. When you watch those two teams play, Colts had way more good players, and it wasn't particularly close.
Where Colin was right.
I said, keep your eye on Tampa rookie receiver Emeka Egbuka, 2 touchdowns, great route runner. He has a chance to be the rookie of the year. Every scout, every executive in the league I talked to, if I said, who will surprise people in the first round? It was the Ohio State receiver. He got overshadowed because Ohio State is wide receiver university, and they have so many amazing stars. This kid, you are looking at a guy, if he stays healthy, I mean, he's a pro. Route running, hands, discipline, personality. Emeka Egbuka, I mean, Baker Mayfield has himself today as a rookie, game 1, a star. Where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong. So, first of all, when you watch the game last night, let's not forget the first 3 quarters. So, the most games in NFL history where a quarterback has a 140-plus passer rating, Lamar Jackson is now right behind Drew Brees and will eventually pass him, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, and maybe Tom Brady. So he's never been given enough credit as a pocket passer. And he wasn't great his first year and a half. But he averaged, Lamar Jackson last night, and I know people, they dig into a position and they want to be right, not necessarily get it right. Lamar Jackson averaged 11 yards from the pocket and 11 on the ground. Now, he had a scramble last night that maybe the second or third, it's a top 3 quarterback scramble I've ever seen in my life. Nobody's ever played the position like him. But I thought last night was on Derrick Henry's fumble. And it happens. People fumble. I mean, Sam Darnold bumped into his own teammates. Seattle was going to win. Then they lost. Fumbles, we saw it against Dallas. Remember the running back fumbled? George Pickens later got a penalty. I mean, Dallas, Seattle, and Baltimore could have come out of the weekend with wins. But I know he lost, but the first 3 quarters to go up against, McDermott's a defensive coach. That's one of the tougher places to play. I mean, look at this run right here. This is against pro athletes. These are pro athletes. It covered 76 yards, a 20-yard loss into a 20-yard gain. It's just, there's nothing like Lamar. Now, there is a distinction. Whereas Josh Allen, he's not winning enough in the postseason, but he's played spectacularly well. It does feel with Lamar in the postseason that he aces all the tests in the regular year and then bombs the final. And that does affect the grade. How you do on the midterm and the final, especially the final, usually your college prof or your high school teacher, the final is like 30 to 50% of the grade. So it does matter. Peyton Manning for years and years struggled in the postseason. It does ding your resume. There's a reason we talk more Elway than Dan Marino. Elway got to multiple Super Bowls. Dan got to one and lost. So there is a distinction. Lamar has not been as good, and this is not baseball where you can be Mike Trout, never win a playoff series. Nobody cares. You're an all-time great. We judge quarterbacks differently. The hardware matters. Is Joe Montana and Brady the greatest quarterback athletes of all time? No. They got a lot of rings and trophies. So, but listen, this was on the Derrick Henry fumble. He played very well, 11 yards average. Bill's defense is a concern, but a lot of it's just Lamar plays the position differently than anybody's ever played the position, and here he is after.
Man, you just got to finish the game. It's never over till it's 0-0-0 on the clock. And we found that out tonight. We just kept getting out the field. That's pretty much it. We should have kept converting when we should have, when we, needed to. Obviously, just got to do better.
Can I defend the Ravens here for a second? Because I really do believe there's an argument they're the best run team in football. Owner down. J-Mac, call me crazy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But at the end of the half, when the refs called the Ravens back on the field with the second on the clock, I'm just saying, that game's in Baltimore, they go into the locker room. Yeah. That game's in Buffalo, they bring everybody back. Because that player did not hit the ground until it was 0-0. And my take on that was, And I kept thinking, you can look at the clock. It was 0-1. He goes out of bounds. But that player, I just think if the game's in Baltimore, they let him go in. It's in Buffalo. They call him back. It's not that the game is rigged. It doesn't matter who wins last night. It's getting the TV rating for last night. It doesn't matter who wins. They're going to meet again. The biggest part of last night was Buffalo may get another home game against Baltimore in January. That's what last night meant.
And the Buffalo's schedule, everybody tough has to come to Buffalo. That's a huge win, because I'm just telling you, if that continues, Ravens win by 2 touchdowns, it's like, the Buffalo defense isn't built. Buffalo's not the class.
Remember, Buffalo's defense was not good last night.
No, it was terrible last night.
And they're on the back end.
Slow.
They are slow
their safeties
on the back
are running
end.
in quicksand. That's not going to be good against, the Chargers are going to eat them up.
Defensive players, statistically, get hurt more than offensive players. So Buffalo's defense now is thin. Like, I watched Buffalo last night, and my take was, at the trading deadline, they need help in the back end.
Yeah, and by the way, Bosa, I know it was his first go-around with the team. He's got to contain that edge with Lamar Jackson. They just kept going at him, and he's not reading. It was a tough start for Bosa.
Colin right, Colin wrong. It is a Monday.